Today, we're going to share some helpful rules for parents now working from home and trying to figure out how to keep kids on task and limit our time on devices as well. Dr. Melissa Westendorf is the founder of the Technology Wellness Center. She's here to help you flip the switch on electronic use for your kids and you. Hey, doctor.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Let's talk a little bit about that. Everybody's on tech. Molly and I are texting back and forth. Everybody's texting, everybody's Zooming, FaceTiming. You say you can relax the rules a little bit for kids.
Yeah, this is just such a unique experience that I think people or parents can set themselves up for just being angry a lot if they're trying to control their kids off of their electronic devices. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't still. There are a couple strategies you can use that can help your kids, at least so they don't have all of the problems that we've talked about so many times on this show. We gotta give ourselves some slack too, because it's stressful for all of us.
Yeah, I'm glad that we're kind of giving parents a little bit of a break here, because I think parents, we tend to be hard on ourselves. And along with wanting to limit our kids' time, it's just so much harder now when everybody is home all the time. But I think we also have to look at ourselves and our own overuse.
Oh, right. Absolutely. Our workday for people who are working at home can be so stretched out at this point. Like, you have all the little interruptions because of the kids, and depending on if your kids are younger or older and how much you have to help them with online schooling. But I know I can find myself all of a sudden it's 9 o'clock at night and I'm thinking, what have I done? I've been on my devices, right? Because we're all on our devices now, and it's a little nutty.
Well, you even say, even if we just cut it off for like 1 hour, that can help.
Right. Like, take a break. So what I would tell parents with their kids is, let them engage in an hour or 2 hours, and then have them take a break, but assure them that they can go back to it. I mean, we need to do those same things, and it's really hard, right? I mean, I'm on the computer, and then okay, I'm going to read the news on my device. You have to be able to take that break, and however you're using that break, whether you go outside or you exercise or do something that's not electronic based.
I like that suggestion. I want to recap your rules and then get to the next one. So you say relax the rules a little bit with your kids. I think we have to be flexible. Try to maintain a new schedule, which can be hard, especially during these times, to find routine and get into a groove. You just mentioned cut off electronic use at least for 1 hour. Then you also say take a legitimate lunch hour.
Yeah, to me, that's part of our routine. When we were going to work, we would hopefully we had a lunch hour of some sort, or we took some kind of breaks. I think we have to do that even while we're home. So maybe you're sleeping later, and so you're getting to work a little later. There's no commuting, which is fine. Just try to get that routine, because that helps with anxiety and feeling sort of off your game the whole time. It can really help professionals.
Your next tip is to work in exercise or movement. And I find sometimes, like you said, it's hard to step away from things because your schedules and timing is off, and just getting outside even for a walk makes a difference.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Put the earbuds in, listen to music, do something that will distract you from now work is at home. If you remember, like I talked about with bullying and kids and social media, now they bring it into their home. They don't have that safe space. Well, think about that for professionals who are used to going to work. Right now, they're at home and they don't have a safe space, so to speak, from work. And so you have to take legitimate breaks from that work, and not, the minute you run back in the door, then go check that device right away. Give yourself some cushion there.
I think
that's right. And you also say keep your weekend. That's something that a lot of us, it's sort of like we joke, like we don't know what day it is anymore. Like, is it Tuesday? Is it like, I don't know. So it's almost like we got to like have a chart that we can X off and say, all right, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and keep it.
Right. Absolutely. We have to, again, build in, even if it's shifted and it's Sunday through Thursday you work, but keep a couple days, or if you spread them up, but keep some days where you don't do work, depending on what your work flexibility is.
I think one of the trickiest times is nighttime because I know because I'm working, I have to get up early. I go to bed earlier than all three of my kids who are all home right now. And I think nighttime is especially tricky for setting limits because you want to be flexible, but you also can't necessarily stay up and wait for them to go to bed.
Well, I will admit that's been one of the hardest parts about this whole thing for me and my family is because I can hear them as well. Because when they're playing games,
Yes.
they're loud, right? They're yelling at each other because somebody died or whatever. And so I can hear them. And it's like, dude, I cannot stay up till 2 o'clock because I'm trying to maintain my schedule and I'm getting up and, trying to stay in my routine. And I'm just like wiped then during the day. And so I know you have to come to some kind of agreement with your kids about that. And, honestly, we're still kind of working through that ourselves.
I appreciate that.
I love to hear that your home isn't perfect either.
Exactly. I was just going to say it helps to know this even happens for you, Doctor. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And you can find out more about the Technology Wellness Center on our website, themorningblend.com.